Hey guys, Nicole here with Obscure Reptiles and Caging, and today we're going to be showing you pied ball pythons. So let's get started. Hey guys, so today we're going to be showing you pied ball pythons and showing you how to be able to identify different morphs mixed in with pied. So the first thing you guys really should know is that normal pieds can look completely different. You can get something that is super high white, super low white, and those patterns that are on their saddles, the color that you do see in them can be completely different. Like right here, it's either going to be my cinnamon or my black pastel pied girl, right underneath. She has barely any color. This right here is our banana cinnamon pied boy. Again, barely any color. So it can be a little bit hard to identify exactly what that animal is. But if you go with a normal pied, I'm going to show you quite a few. So we're going to show you, let's start off with Snips. She is one of our highest white pieds. She's got nice little polka dots on her, but she's a pretty basic looking pied, a pretty normal looking high white pied. But if you compare her with, for example, Beast, she is one of our brightest and most crazy pattern pieds that we have. She was actually one of the first pieds we produced and held back. Her mom actually was a het pied and her dad was definitely a normal pied. She almost looks like she's got different genes going on because of how different her colors look compared to a normal pied. Technically, since we can't prove it, she is a normal pied. So we'll take Snips off and we will add Tess. Again, another normal pied, normal chocolates, normal browns, but if you compare her and you put her next to Snips, it looks almost like a completely different animal, but again, they are both totally normal. We've actually got a couple of pictures of Beast's babies. So this is Beast with one of her daughters she just had this year, and we got a picture of Dottie, one of her babies from last year. All look, again, totally different, but they're just completely normal pieds. The browns, the saddles, how much white, how dark they can all be completely interchangeable with normal pieds. So it can be a little bit annoying and frustrating to learn in the beginning, but if you know what the pairing was, that's the best way to identify a normal pied. If you start throwing different genetics in there, it can make it a lot easier to identify exactly what you're looking at. So right here, this is a albino pied. Here's Big Mama, and then we've got the dad of all of our babies. So Mom is super orange, super high contrast, and the dad almost looks like highlighter yellow. Hopefully we'll be able to get either really good footage or really good photos of the two of them to show you guys. But as you can see, Dad's a little bit lower white, Mom's a little bit right in the middle. But here's one of their daughters that we kept back, who is actually a super high white. Definitely looks more like Mom, but is actually produced by the two of them. So even with knowing what genetics they are, that doesn't determine how high or how low of white they're going to have. Here's another picture of a baby that they produced. It literally had no white, but super high orange contrast like the mom, really bright highlights like the dad, but had almost no white. But the mom and the dad were exactly the same. Here are more babies they produced, and every single one had a different amount of oranges, yellows, and white. So when it comes to pieds, keep in mind you don't know what they're really going to look like, but you really need to know what the parents look like, especially if you're trying to identify them. Right here, this is our Mojave pied. This is our male. He's got the beautiful dark colors right around all of his saddles. And here are some of his babies from 2021. Awesome babies. As they age, most of them got those super dark patterns and saddles around the body. And here's some from 2022, and two of them are still available as of filming this. One male, one female. We'll put them right here. These are all their babies. This is their first shed photos. Most of them, if not all, are going to develop the super dark black patterns around the saddle, just like the dad has. And as you can tell, it's pretty easy to identify Mojave pieds because we'll put a picture right here. This is all of them before shed. So it was a Mojave pied bred to a pied. And it's pretty easy to identify which one's pied, which is Mojave pied, when you put them side by side and you know exactly what the parents are. They're all right around medium white babies, but last year when they had babies, the exact same pairing, they had some high whites and some low whites. It's completely interchangeable. Make sure if you're getting pied, you know exactly what the parents are. It makes it way easier when identifying when you have babies. This right here is our banana pied female, and this right here is her daughter named Mango. Both of them are the exact same morph, but mom looks way more washed out. When it comes to banana pieds specifically, you'll get a lot more washed out color with age normally. When they first hatch, like here's a picture of her the day she hatched, no black polka dots on her whole body. But with age, bananas specifically get black polka dots randomly throughout their body. So that's why both of them look kind of like they're covered in mites. They get dots with age, and some of them have crazy amounts of dots, and some of them have basically none. But all of them will get at least a couple with age. But if you're getting, for example, a banana pied, and you get a tiny baby that's super bright, super orange, keep in mind that that's probably going to brown out. The purples kind of turn gray, the oranges kind of turn, you know, almost like a brown, and sometimes they look real light yellow. They don't seem to look as good with age. Doesn't mean they'll all wash out with age, but that is a really known trait of banana, so keep that in mind if you're just looking for a pet. Look at the adults and shop adults, because then you know what they're going to look like. If you get a baby, they can drastically change with age. Right here we have our pastel pinstripe NG pied. He is super high white, and as of this recording, he's not proved out. We have paired him with quite a few of our pied females this year. Hopefully he's gotten at least one of them pregnant. But it's kind of hard to tell what he is, his colors. The easiest way is to identify the pastel first. So if you look closely, he actually has green eyes. If a snake has pastel in them, then they will have green eyes, and it's very noticeable. Pinstripe tends to give you almost slight lines, and it washes out a lot of pattern. So it's more or less one color with a little bit of pinstripe. And Enchi will kind of give you colors from the bottom of the sides, and it makes almost like a light to dark pattern up the sides. So you'll see a lot more blushing, it's called, up the sides. But Enchi interacts differently with just about all snakes. So for example, this is an Enchi clown banana that we have, and you can see again it kind of changes the color from the bottom to the top, and it deforms the pattern. But when it comes to pinstripe will deform the pattern even more than Enchi, so they kind of fight each other. It's a little difficult to tell, but with time and learning and seeing these animals, it makes it a lot easier. Here's our Gene X leopard pastel pied. I'm still new and learning about Gene X, but when you mix that with pastel or you mix it with leopard, it just makes a super clear, crisp animal, a lot brighter than it would be normally if you put it next to, for example, siblings. But this right here, he's super bright. It's super easy to tell he's pastel, not only from the bright colors on the sides, but also the green eyes. Again, the Gene X, I'm still learning. That's something I'm still new to. I've only heard about it the last about year. So I'm not going to go in depth of something I'm not completely sure of. And then the leopard gives you that super awesome pattern. So that right there is a Gene X leopard pastel pied. This right here, I'll either throw up my black pastel or cinnamon pied. It's really easy to tell because they get a lot darker than, for example, a normal pied, and for whatever reason they seem to have super high white babies all the time. It's really uncommon to see a cinnamon or a black pastel that's a pied that's super low white. Normally they're super high white, and they've only really got color on their head or right around their tail. They also tend to get polka dots throughout their body. But these guys are the key to making, for example, all black snakes like panda pieds. But be very careful doing that kind of stuff. You get a lot of animals with duck billing. You can get unhealthy animals. So just be very cautious, or know what you're doing and know what the results are before breeding any of these guys. And our last right here, this is a banana cinnamon pied, and it's a female maker. So when it comes to bananas, you can either have male makers or female makers. We completely get into that and break it down and explain it in our banana ball python video. I can put a link in the description below so you guys understand it a little bit better. But we got him to be able to hopefully make some more female banana stuff. Everyone loves cinnamon because when you mix it with banana, it can make a really dark, really nice baby. But it's super easy to tell. Again, you normally get a high white animal when you get a black pastel or cinnamon, and banana gives you those oranges, those purples. They gray out with age, but it's really easy to identify, especially once you know what you're looking for. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We do new videos every single Wednesday, and we'll see you next Wednesday.